maybe go for some weird sort of flex picks. Jump in just a moment.
Begin your watch, APAC premiere.
And it is going to be King's Row here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not familiar with the map, it's set in London. Very iconic location for it as well. Basically the epicenter of the Omnic and Human negotiations. If you've seen the Widowmaker film clip, you'll remember this one being highlighted there as well. Monkiata? Yeah.
Monkiata, sorry.
Is that his name?
Monkiata, yeah. That's the statue. That's the man who died. So it looks like we actually already kicked this one off here with Snake on the attack and Unsold Stuff Game going to be on the defense.
So comp-wise here as well, Snake, nothing crazy. They're going to go with 2 DPSs here as well. And just 2 tanks here for USG. So the initial push happening quickly, and no surprise to see the Reaper going straight through from the side to open things up. Pepper flash in, just trying to keep it away from USG, but Sparky going in and also Vader. It's all about this McCree right now, and Pepper needs to thin the herd.
And you look at USG, they actually didn't hold up front or up close and personal. They sat back, they let Snake push into them, and then try to go for the attack off the back. But we've seen actually a lot of teams even struggle to do that, where typically they get cut in half because of the push through the hotel. But USG, they've held the first attack.
Yeah, it's really nice of them just to step back here and allow Snake to, I guess, crash upon them. The fact that Pepper managed to keep himself safe or be kept safe with that positioning meant that he could go and pick up 3, almost 4 kills off the back of it. Now, we do have a nano boost available already here for USG, as well as the Earth Shatter.
But that's the thing, Sparky has Earth Shatter ready to go. And this is a perfect counter to that. He got some great fire strikes off during the initial engagement and a lot of clean swings off. So now if they do use the nano boost onto Reaper to control, but key in the backside.
This could be big. No, everyone gets out of the way. The Deadeye not really connecting, and AKTM getting involved there on that road hold. Sparky once found his way to the back lines there. Express as he goes in with the nano boost, and it's going to be USG cleaning up.
Yeah, not to mention Sparky's already up to 50% again on his Earth Shatter. After you used it in that last fight alone, the nano boost was not used out of Snake, so they have that as their advantage to push back in. They know that USG has no ultimates to actually stop this. So Snake, yeah, it's taken a long time to get to this point. This is where they start to topple this map. This is where they start to get that extra control and that extra presence when it comes to a nano boost.
AKTM with his rogue hold will be quite crucial in the next few moments to get that pick out of the herd. Normally we actually see it on the attacking side. Charge goes in, it's a mutual knockdown between the 2 Reinhardts, and the nano boost comes in. It's actually the Reaper that's going to bend from it. Mengmao's going to go in. He actually almost has his Death Blossom available to go, but he doesn't able to get it off during the ultimate. So he's just going to use the mobility to get in close.
You saw USG, they just backed away. They didn't even try to challenge this one. They've given up control of the point. It's still being contested. There's going to be Mengmao finally going in, but Pepper's going to take it down, and USG still have enough momentum to maybe contest this.
Yeah, well, 700's able to go in though and get those 2 kills off the back. Key's been put to sleep here, and there's not a lot he can do in this fight at the moment, but 700's still standing tall. Snake able to push through. It's going to be a nano-boosted Roadhog here. AKTM able to get involved in the fight. Now needs to look for this Ana, but he's actually going to get by a grenade and put to sleep. He's going to get cut down, and Snake will push through here onto the point. What an elongated and drawn-out fight.
It took him a long time, and this is what we talked about before. Snake being a little bit lacking when it comes to defending, maybe even attacking when it comes to these points, but they have been able to take it, and now the pressure's on. They have to push this payload a hell of a lot of distance with only 4 minutes of time to go, and USG has switched some things around. AKTM going to be on the Mei, and the rest of them going to be sitting pretty tight to what they were using before.
It's interesting here to see USG not opting to try and use the Mei to wall people off on that first point. It's actually a bit more common to see that nowadays, especially from Western regions. So they're going to switch to it now and see what they can do for it instead of the Roadhog here, which I find quite curious. There's going to be a Graviton Surge available for both sides here. Not much to back it up on the side of Snakes. They want to push through.
The thing is, where Mei really excels in this situation is when you wall them off when they come through the archway, then you get the charge straight in. That's going to be a black hole directly on top of them.
Yeah, not a lot to see here for Pepper though. He's trying to get that Deadeye in, but the shield was in the way. It's the Reinhardt again. Mengmao goes in with the nano boost, going to get some damage done. It's diffused to form first. He has a decent spot now to plug away at Vader, but it's cut down before he can get the killing blow in. AKTM having to back away. Now Zarya shield going to go and just chill things out for a moment here. Eventually able to put the deep freeze on, but Key comes in with the Mei as well. The attacking Mei has been switched to here.
Yeah, but Fate has been doing insane work. He's healed up so much damage on Ponge there. While he's being pressured by the Mei, being pressured by the Zarya, and the payload is still moving. 3 minutes of time left to go, and USG, this is their last chance to defend this checkpoint, even if they have... They might even have the time to do it. They do have the nano boost out of Nobody, but I'm not sure if we're going to get there in time.
Blizzard's going to come in anyway, going to make it impossible to contest. He's given the chance here, but he gets frozen stiff before he can even get there. Sparky, no hope. He will be cut down. Nobody not far behind, and Snake do get across the line. A couple of ultimates being used there in general, but still, Mengmao has been the key of Snake here as well. We talked about him prior to the game, but he's managed to get that damage done on that recall, getting up close and personal and benefiting from the nano boost when it was available.
And you can't count out Key either. The battle Mei doing work. We talked about this actually the other day, how strong Mei could be in attack just from her Blizzard alone because of the zoning presence you get from that. With 10 meters now, it was up from 8 to 10. It's going to be ridiculous. And now we're seeing a little bit of switch up for USG. So they're using Pepper on the Pharah. They're not up against McCree, so it's actually a good change for them, but will it even matter now? Will they even have the time to turn this around?
Mengmao tries to go in with the nano boost. He actually didn't have an ultimate available. He's knocked back, but he still actually got on towards Pepper. He must have been airborne or jumped down on top of the Pharaoh, but this is working well for Snake. You're going to keep coming forward. The Sleep comes in. It was an Earth Shatter as well. That's perfect. If you're going to line him up, and Mengmao's going to knock him down.
That's going to be the Groundhog Surge coming towards the back side. Well, it's just basically onto one person alone. It's going to be key, and Mengmao still not being pressured too much as the payload's going to cross the line, and Snake has successfully completed the first attack.
3 minutes and 16 remaining on the clock, Jason. That's a pretty darn competitive time on this map. The only time we really saw Snake get held up was on that first point.
That was a long time.
Shaky pushes, but still, that's a good amount to have in your back pocket heading into this one, on the assumption that we could see something from Unsold Stuff game that gives them the map finish as well. Takeaways from that halfway, Jason, what are your thoughts? We actually saw Key play McCree for the most part there. A little bit of a gutless Deadeye used on the first point and wasn't able to capitalize, but the switch towards May happened after the first point was taken.
I think, so for USG, I actually really like the way they defended. That was one of the few times I've ever seen a team sit back in the archway, let the other team push in, realizing, well, they're going to get the position on us, so let's actually turn that around, let them actually try to hold us at the choke point and push back into the point where they have to keep one man, back contesting it. I thought it was actually really well done. We see teams either go for the really aggressive push with the May on defense, though they didn't run it this time, so they want to go for some more damage, or hold towards the high ground if you're one of those teams. But we've seen some good light out of USG, I think. Snake as well, once they actually finally captured the point, their initial struggle, they weren't stopped. They just snowballed through the rest of that map. They didn't even let USG get control to actually put off a good attack.
I think as a Western viewer, it's just really interesting to see how that game played out in general. I mean, we're going to start with the fact that we actually saw the defensive May only switch to after the first point was taken. We know what she can do, walling people off as they try to approach. And then, a lot of the time, we actually saw the nano boost coming on towards Mengmao on the Reaper. Not necessarily when he had the ultimate, just when they thought they could make good use of him and that mobility getting up closer to damage reduction.
And the pressure you can apply. Like if you see a Reaper nano boosted into, you're gonna back off, right? Like the chance of killing him when he has rage form to get away after CC, since there's no way, unless it's maybe an Earth Shatter, you can actually kill him during a CC because of the damage reduction, like you're saying. It's just overpowering, and we saw actually USG respect it quite a few times backing off whenever they heard a nano boost come in.
I mean, Western teams always just wait until the Death Blossom is available, then usually going for the nano boost there. But I mean, it's just interesting to see how it's a bit more of a dynamic way of playing. But Hanzo for Pepper to start with, probably nothing big. We might see him approach. You never know. Sometimes the Hanzo just makes the one little peek. Most of USG is setting up here in the hotel side and letting Pepper do the damage.
I think they've been watching Tvik a little bit on Rogue, actually. He plays Hanzo quite a bit on King's Draw to attack, because they realize when they get funneled towards the left side, it's really easy to hit shots, even if there's going to be a shield in the way. You do so much damage, and you can combo, it does work. But that's a really aggressive charge coming in.
Yeah, look at this, and Snake don't want to allow USG to get position whatsoever. Mengmao trying to sit towards the back of the side, and Sparky needs to be healed up very, very quickly. It was a very aggressive charge coming in from Pungay, but it worked out. Now, the response coming in from Snake. Pepper is there, though. Got himself a kill, and now that's the easiest target you're ever going to get. Shield very, very quickly comes up on towards Mengmao, but it's not going to be enough to save him. The nano boost was already available for Sparky, and USG are going to get the point very quickly.
Sparky, I'm really impressed with his Reinhardt play so far, because he used Earthshot in that fight, and he's charged up towards the second one. We saw him on defense, right? And he had Earthshatter up before Nano Boost was available, and I cannot tell you the amount of times I've ever seen that.
Rare that happens.
That's extremely rare, because Nano Boost is so easy to actually get charged up if you just wait a little bit of time and soak some damage. But Pepper is sticking to it. The Groundhog Surge is up right now too. This could be a clean fight. This could be Snake actually falling very quickly in the second phase, but they don't even need to use it, because Sparky picks up 2 kills again.
That's the Graviton Surge here. Now there will be a Dragon Strike into that one. That's going to be nasty. 3 kills for Pepper, easy as you like. And now it's going to be USG moving forward. You can see very, very quickly Fate just had to get the heck out of dodge there just to try and escape. He came back for whatever reason, and Vader's going to be able to finish him off there.
Just wanted to reset.
USG had so much in their pocket ultimate-wise, and with their Reinhardt getting them 2 kills, Sparky, of course, just setting it up, that just gave them the rest to clean up quite comfortably.
The thing is, I don't know if they 100% needed to commit to the Graviton Surge or the Dragon Strike there, because they already had the 2 kills. Yeah. So they actually could have saved those ultimates for the next choke point coming up here, but maybe they wanted to have that clean fight, build up a lot of momentum. Nano Boost is not up for a fate here, as Panga is going to have his Earthshot available, but they have to switch Key over to the May yet again. So this provides a little bit of control for them, but Pepper, if he hits this shot on the Key and knocks him down, that's going to be another clean fight.
No doubt about it. Key, though, wants to wall up here. No real engagement from Snake off the back of that one. They do want to get a bit aggressive. That's an Earthshatter coming down here. Most of Snake being knocked into the rear end. Vader coming forward, but Pepper can't find the shots. Now, the sound barrier is going to come in. Pepper frozen solid, though. He should be cut down in a few moments here. Surely, Mengmao going to come in as well with the wisdom, and Pepper holds on. He gets on towards Key. Nicely done. And a second for him. Mengmao to fall. And Snake are throwing themselves at USG, and they're bouncing right off.
How's Pepper not dying? They threw so much into that to kill him, and he still survives with help of the sound barrier, and not to mention the team turning around again. Look at this time, Mitch. 4 minutes left, and they're going to extra time when they pass this next choke point. Snake, they have to be a little bit worried. They're switching things up again here. But maybe now going over to the Reaper to kind of contest a little bit more in the up close and personal fights with the Roadhog and the Reinhardt.
Snake can't really seem to decide on a team composition right now. Pepper is causing them a lot of problems and they don't seem to know how to answer him. Shock comes in there from Fate. He takes Pepper fairly low, but he just ducks down for a quick pit stop and he's back on his feet. Vader, not too far away from a Graviton Surge. The Blizzard's going to come in here from Snake to try and slow things up, but Pepper's in such a good place to get free damage down. Key's going to fall to him, but I don't think he's going to go for the Dragon Strike at this stage. Pepper has to be careful. Has to stay safe? No. He's going to give up his life there and purposely jump into Snake.
The thing is, you're seeing Pepper isn't being challenged at all. There's no McCree, there's no Genji, there's nothing that actually gets them in these positions to stop it. It's pretty much coming up to Key alone, unless you're going to hit a nice Fire Strike across the Adaponge, but this is getting really difficult. They have the Wombo combo, look at this, Mitch. They have the Graviton Surge and the Dragon Strike ready to go. They're going to have a Nano Boost as well to put up on Sparky if he wants. I don't know if Snake can hold this. They're trying to get Meng Mao in a good position. He's actually denying a lot of area away from Pepper. But the Sonic area he has gives him so much control.
Pepper is going to let the Dragon Strike go. Oh, it's at point blank. That could be nasty. Actually, there it is. 2 kills coming through. Pungay and 700 go down. And Pepper going to keep pushing off the back of this one here. Meng Mao trying to get up in his face, but there's help. Still manages to pick Pepper out of the herd. But USG should still be able to approach onto this one now. The triple tank making them very, very durable in these fights. And Fate is really just trying to scratch at a brick wall to get damage done. This is good. 4 minutes and 5 seconds for USG. Much faster than Snake. But the old advantage is definitely with the defenders.
And they have the Nano Boost here for Novadi. So actually they can throw it on a Spark, you can rush back in. They have the triple tank set up, still continuing to push through. They're not really being challenged. As you see, Meng Mao still trying to play this Reaper, trying to get in position. He's got Death Blossom available, so he could get on the high ground above them, but I think Pepper's already up there actually controlling them.
That's exactly right. Pepper's contesting all those points, but now the Nano Boost is going to come in. It's aggression from Snake. Meng Mao gets on with Defuse early, but the Earth Shatter comes in. Snake backing it up with a lot of ults into this fight, but so far it's worked out. Pepper still uncontested up on the top left there, still able to get free damage into the back, and Snake need to respect this. They need to be careful.
I think it's Snake right now. I think they're just trying to buy as much time as they possibly can. You can see Key on the high ground just trying to deal with Pepper, who falls to his death. And that does delay USG a little bit longer. They're still committing to this Hanzo though, which is a little bit surprising. The thing is, it hasn't failed at all. It's been performing pretty damn well. They're going to have the Wombo combo yet again, but he switches last second.
Okay.
So they're running a Tracer now. So this is very Western-like. Actually, throw a Tracer into the triple tank on the two, the Ana and the Lucio combo.
Yeah, we want to try and get Fate off the map as well. That's going to be important for him. It's the Blizzard coming down. Key's going to set things up, but a Graviton Surge is going to draw him together with his team. Pepper gets on towards Zaya to start with, and that's what he wants to do. Get the assassinations going on. But Key thaws quickly enough to help nobody out. In fact, take him down. It's going to be a complete wipe here for Snake, and they're suddenly finally finding their feet here in this last phase.
It's looking a lot like Snake vs Black Ananas here. Actually, they failed to hold the first. They lost the first point in the first push, and now they're holding at the final point. And it seems to be like their area to thrive in. They're not really good at maybe the point capture maps, which maybe we'll see USG choose in a second if they do lose this one. But that's a great Graviton Surge, a great Earthshare to follow up with.
But where is the follow-up going to be? They're all caught in the Graviton Surge when the stun came down. Sparky felt was dead nothing after charging Fate up against the wall or took him with him. Either way, Pepper switching away from the Tracer to the Reaper now, so hasn't quite found his feet in the damage-dealing role, getting a quick clutch heal over the side there before he can go back in. Key, though, has already dealt with both Vader and nobody there, so that Ana, that healing, not available. And even Vader not there to charge up his next Graviton Surge, and USG are going to be backed up yet again.
The thing is, they're really struggling with getting a first pick. Like, the fact that they have AKTM on Roadhog should mean you get a hook in, you kill someone, you push from that, you have a man advantage. But it's been really unsuccessful, which is really interesting to say, considering they have a lot of damage behind this with Pepper on the Reaper himself. Not so much Spark, who's more than happy to swing away. That's another Blizzard coming through. Seems to be up every single time they want to attack. Even a Nano Boost on Meng Mao, who's trying to charge straight through.
It's interesting to see the Nano Boost used for him as well. I mean, the Blizzard enough to sort of deny some ground, but Meng Mao getting the kill on towards Sparky is pretty important. The Reinhardt for USG is out of action, and they're going to have to back away. Maybe try and poke down a little bit, but poke damage here benefits Snake in that Fate can catch up and actually get ready to use that next Nano Boost when it's going to be required.
So what do we have for USG? You've got the whole hog coming up in just a few seconds for AKTM. That shield actually not going to survive at all here as Meng Mao is already on top of Spark. He gets walled up as well, using his defensive bait perfectly, but somehow the Wombo combo goes through with the Graviton Surge, not to mention the Death Boss. When Pepper picks up kills, so does AKTM, and now Snake has been completely wiped out. The payload is moving.
Yeah, a lot of ults used in that fight for USG. Of the whole hog even was involved in that one. AKTM able to get that damage down, and now they're going to be sailing towards the end. Snake have another chance to fight. They've got a Graviton Surge. They've got a Sound Barrier. Meng Mao as well has himself a Death Blossom and needs to use that quickly. Pepper's going to get Nano Boosted now, but it is a Sound Barrier and Snake that he's trying to take down. He's going to be frozen to a crisp, and now the Sound Barrier comes in from USG. Nobody falls first, though. First casualty is the Ana from USG, and Pepper's trying to stay on the fringes of this Blizzard Rock and taken down, but the fight's taken to him. Mengmao goes and finds him. Sparky's going to be the next target as well, and Mengmao only needs one more shot to get it done. It is USG going to be whole here for now.
That Blizzard is so insane coming out. The fact it zones so much potential around the payload, it means you can't push it or you can't contest it for either team. And with now 20 seconds left, this is USG's last chance, and they don't really have anyone to quickly get to the point. They're going to have to speed boost back in, but they're going to take so much free damage for them to actually get close to the payload.
And now, just now, that Earth Shatter is available here for Pungay.
He's behind him! He's off to the left!
There it comes through, but who does he not towards? Sparky actually manages to get on towards Key to start things off, and AKTM getting involved. Pungay with the Earth Shatter from behind only gets himself one kill, and now Snake have to hold on, but the rest of USG is up on this payload. They're pushing it forward. AKTM gets the hook in. Pungay still doing work. He gets the second kill of that fight and is still on his feet, but he needs to hold this one. He needs to keep it contested. He doesn't care. He's going to try and block damage from wherever it's going to come from, but AKTM comes in there as well. The whole not quite enough to get it done. Graviton in. USG are running out of people.
A great wall actually coming in by Key as well to zone them off. They can't touch the payload, and that will do it, ladies and gentlemen. Snake take map one on Kings Row.
Oh boy, what a way to kick things off here, Jason. USG looking so strong out of the gates, but maybe Snake had those early jitters. But either way, they found their feet. And I think definitely it's worth mentioning what occurred in that last phase there towards the Foundry, because it was Snake holding on.
Yeah, I kind of wonder for Snake in particular, are they struggling when it comes to a map where they can be attacked from multiple angles? Because obviously, like, the Foundry section is very linear, right? They can only come from one direction for the most part. Yeah, there's some high ground tier to top left side, top right, as you see on your screen that you have to worry about, but they really struggle on the capture point, and that kind of leads me to believe they're going to be struggling to be coming into later maps or maybe into the later parts of the tournament when teams know that's their weaker area. But USG, I mean, for the first time of us seeing them, they put on a hell of a performance.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's quite clear to see that there is some killer instinct about the Japanese sides here. Their first point take was very rapid, but that's actually